Okay, so I believe this is how I'm supposed to do it. So you share my screen. Make sure you can still see me up here. I'm right here. Hey, I'm right here. It's me. Okay, just making sure you can see me. Okay, so number one, 55 students took an exam and 11 of them failed. What percent of the students passed the exam? So to get this, let's go to my handy dandy drawing tools. So we have the 55 students. So we're going to subtract the 11 that failed from the 55, which is going to be 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. So 44 students passed the exam. So to get the percent of the students that passed, we're going to do 44 over 55. That's going to, we're going to get the percent by doing that. And we're going to use this little, pretend this is a divider. So we're going to divide 44 into 55 to get the percent. So get my calculator out here. 44 divided by 55 is 0.8 is the decimal that we get, which 0.8, we're going to pretend, here's my eraser. Let me go ahead and erase that. All right, if we have 0.8, we're going to get the percent. We want to convert it to a percent, so we're going to take away Mr. Decimal there and add a 0. And that was what we got. We got 80% right there, which would be C. So let's go ahead and highlight C. And the chapter that is from is the fraction chapter, which would be chapter 7. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is what that one's from. Okay, so number 2, let me go back to my drawing pen. There we go. Which of the following shows the numbers in ascending order? So ascending is from smallest to largest. So A is 67%. And then the next number is 0.68, which the 0.68 is going to convert to 68%. And then 2/3 to convert 2/3 into a percent. We're just going to do 2 divided by 3. We're going to pretend the fraction right here is the division. So 2 divided by 3, which is 0.66666. So we're going to do 0.66, and then it repeats right here. And that's going to go to 66% because we got the two numbers right here. So 4/5. So we already know that 66% is less than 68%. So A is not in ascending order. But since we are using the same fractions and decimals in every possible choice, we can go ahead and do 4/5. That way we don't have to just keep doing it. So 66% is the 2/3. So let's figure out what 4/5 is. So to do that, again, we have our 4/5. We're going to pretend that this fraction is a division. So 4 divided by 5, which is 0.8, which if we remember from the previous 0.8, we're going to pretend that decimal's not there, add the 0, and we have 80%. So it should go as follows. 2/3 equals 66%. So 2/3 is the lowest. And then our next number that we have is 67%. So 67%. All right, let's look at our next one that we have. 0.68 is 68%, and that is higher than 67%, so it should be 68%. I am running out of room. Can I write to the side? Let us see here. Nope, I cannot. Okay. So 68% here. And then our largest is the 4/5, which converts to 80%. So it should be 4/5. So if you can read my oh so beautiful, 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 beautiful thing right there, it goes 2/3 is the first, 67% is the next, the 0.68 is third, and the 4/5 is the last. So which one equals that little ascending order that we just did, which would be D. D right here. Oh, let me go back to home. Same thing, I guess. Okay. Go back to my drawing. Number 3. Oh, what chapter is that from? We're converting decimals to, we're converting, yeah, decimals to percents and fractions to percents. So I believe that would also be the percent chapter, which is chapter 7. Okay, number 3. Jason is 9 miles ahead of Joe, running at 5.5 miles per hour, and Joe is running at the speed of 7 miles per hour. How long does it take Joe to catch Jason? All right, Joe and Jason. Let's see. We got 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Okay, so Jason is running 9 miles ahead of Joe, and Joe runs faster. So the first thing we're going to do is subtract the difference between the miles per hour. So we're going to do 7 minus 5.5, which the sum of those two are going to be, I believe, 1.5, but let me just make sure because I'm a little nerdy. Yep, 1.5. So that equals 1.5. And then to get the time, we are going to do the distance divided by the speed. So the distance was 9 miles, and the speed that we got right here is 1.5 miles. So we're going to do the 1.5 divided by the original speed that Jason is, which is 9. So 1.5 divided by 9 is, get my handy dandy calculator out, 6. So that would be 6 hours, C. Here we go. All right, let's see. Back to my drawing. Oh shoot. Oh, what chapter is that? So this is division. So the division chapter was chapter 6, I believe. Okay, now moving on to number 4. What is the greatest common factor? 42 and 28. So to get the greatest common factor, I'm going to do the multiples of 42 and 28. So let's see, we got 1 and we got 42. Now let's find the numbers that are, I guess, divisible would be the name of 42, or is it multiples? So they're divisibles or multiples. Anyways, so 42, obviously it's an even number. It can divide by 2. So that's going to be 2 and 21. All right. Does 42 divide by 3? It does. So we have 3 and 14. Does it divide by 4? It does not. Let's go on to 5. It does not divide by 5 because it does not end in a 0 or a 5. Does it divide by 6? It does. So that is 6 and 7. So right here, we have our middle numbers that meet up, and there's nothing else that 42 could divide by. So those are the, I guess, multiples is the correct term of 42. Factors. The factors, because we're finding the greatest common factor. It's the factors of 42. Okay. And then, so now let's try to find the factors of 28. So we have 1, and way over here, oh, I don't try to turn it up. Way over here, we have 28. There we go. So 8 is an even number, so it can divide by 2. So it's 2 and 14. All right. 2 and 14. All right. And then what else do we have? Does it divide by 3? No, it does not. Does 28 divide by 4? It does. 4 and 7. So does 28, it does not divide by 5 because it does not end in 0 or 5. Does 24 divide by 6? Let us see. And I thought maybe this was 6. No. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I've typed in the wrong number. It does not divide by 6. So 4 and 7, we've tried 5 and we've tried 6, then the next number is 7. So these are the factors of 28. So we have 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28. So let's compare our number list, and we have 14 over here, and we have 14 over here, which would be the greatest common factor that these numbers share, which is E. Let me highlight that. And greatest common factor was our last chapter that we did, so that would be chapter 8. So, oh, don't do that. So chapter 8 was what that one was from. Did I state what this one was from? Well, it was the division chapter. I think I did. Okay, number 5. 27 is 75% of what number? So to get this one, we're going to do 27. And we want to convert this percent to a decimal. so that we can divide it into 27. So 75% converted to a decimal would be, let me just throw point sign right there, and guess what we got? 70.75. So, because it's already in hundredths form. So we're gonna do 27 divided by 0.75 to get that, which is 36. So let me just go ahead and put 36. I did that on my calculator, by the way. So 27 is 75%. So 27 is 75% of 36 right there. So that's going to be A. Lord, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm going to cry. All right, go back to my drawing. And that would be, that's division. So what is that? Chapter 6. But it's also percent, which is like chapter 7. So we're dividing percents and decimals and what chapter are we from? Chapter 5, I believe, was the one of all the was the division of all the things. I believe. I think it was. We're gonna say chapter 5. All right, number 6. If Adam eats a quarter of a pie and Wade eats half as much of pie as Adam eats, what fraction of the pie does Wade eat? So Adam is going to eat 1/4 of the pie. So let's just put that fraction right there. And Wade is eating half as much pie as Adam. So we're going to multiply because we're trying to figure out how much fraction of the pie Wade eats. We're going to multiply those two fractions together. And across the top, we are going to do 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. We are multiplying the numerators, and then we multiply the denominators, and that gives us 1/8, which is option B. And I suppose that is also chapter 5. Because it's the multiplication of all the things. All right. When 641.29 is divided by 10, which digit of the resulting number is the tens place? Okay, so to get that, first we need to do what it's telling us to do here, which is dividing 640. Why are you not working? 641.29. We're going to divide that by 10 right there to get that. So let's see. What is this? Let's just go ahead and do this on a calculator for the sake of time. Divided by 10 is 64. 0.129. So essentially what we did is we moved this decimal over to the tens place. right there. And when 641 is divided by 10, which digit of the resulting number is in the tens place? So in the tens place, we have tens, hundreds. Hold on. Ow. 10 hundreds, thousands, I believe is right. Tens, hundreds, thousands. No. Yes. 10 hundred thousands. I'm gonna say that's right. So it's gonna be B. One is in the tens place. Don't highlight the whole question now. Okay, thank you. Back to drawing. Okay. Which of the following is a prime number? So the prime number is whenever the number can no longer be divided into anything else. It's prime. It cannot be divided by not a thing. Right? I think I'm just having a brain moment because I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's right. Prime number is whenever it can, it cannot be divided by anything else. It's like the lowest form it can go. So right off the bat, we know A is not right because it ends in a 0, which makes it not only an even number, but it can be divided by 10. It can be divided by 5. Same thing for B, it ends in a 5, so it can be divided by 5. So that is not in its lowest form. C, 23. We're going to say yes, because I know that D6 can be divided by 2. It can be divided by 3. Because the prime, you got 1 and you have 6. And then you got 2 and you have 3. So no, that is not a prime number. Let me undo all that. So let's see if 23 is, stop it. Stop, Caitlin. Okay, let's put 23 down here for the sake that it might be. So let's try. It's not going to divide by 2 because 3 is not an even number. So let's try divide it by 3. Nope, it does not. It's not divisible by 3. Let's try 4. Not divisible by 4. It's not going to be divisible by 5 because it doesn't end in 0 or 5. And so the next one we can try is 6. It's not divisible by 6. So therefore C is the prime number. It is in its lowest form. Nothing goes into 23 at all. I think there's a ghost in my house. Okay. All right, number 9. When placed into the blank, are we already? Oh, wait. Have I been saying the chapters? I hope so. I know that number 8 is from chapter 8 because it's, I guess, number theory or whatever. It's program numbers. Number 9. When placed into the blank spaces shown in increasing order, which of the following pairs of numbers creates a list of numbers that is ordered from least to greatest? So that would be descending order. Least to greatest. No, that's wrong. Descending is when it's from greatest to least. So least to greatest is ascending order. So it's ascending order. When placed into the blank spaces shown in increasing order, which of the following pairs of numbers creates a list of numbers that is ordered from least to greatest? So we are showing negatives, fractions, I see negatives and fractions. Oh, wait, that's not a comma, that's a fraction. So we got negative fractions, positive fractions. All right, so right off the bat, we know that negatives are less than 0 and positives are greater than 0. And any number between 0 and 1 would be a fraction if it's not a decimal. So we have -1/2. I think that says, let me see. So tiny. -1/2, and that's a comma 0. So -1/2 is between 0 and 1, so it goes right. Let's make a number line. Let's do that. I feel like that would be the best way to do that. Let me do a little number line right here. So we got 0, and I don't really see anything that's greater than 1, so I'm going to put a 1 right here and a -1 down here. That way we can see there. So let's put little lines as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then there's that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Okay, so using our number line, let's go here. -1/2 is going to be like right here. And then we got 0 right here. So this was our first number. This is our second number. So is that from least to greatest? Least to greatest? Yes, it would be. But just to confirm, let's make sure that all of them are not least to greatest. All right. Oh, yeah, it's going to unhighlight that because I got to take those off. So we know that A is least to greatest. All right, B is -1/8, and then it is 1/4. So the negative is going to be on this side of the 0. I mean, 1/3, that's not 1/4. -1/8. Be like somewhere in here, I suppose. And then we have 1/3, which is going to be on this side of the 0. So it's going to be like what, right here? Somewhere. So 1 and 2. So B is also from least to greatest. C, -3/8 and 1/4. So -3/8 is going to be like down here. -3/8. Like what? I don't know. Something right there. Not half, but almost. And then 1/4. So that's going to be another number 1. And then 1/4, which is like same thing in here, I guess. Yeah, 2. So that's also an ascending order. Am I doing this right? Are all the answers correct? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. 0, 1/2, 0, and 1/2 right here. So that's a 1 and a 2. So that's also an ascending order. And then we got a 1/3 and 2/5. So 1/3 would be like right in here, and then 2/5. That's a tough one. So okay, let's do 1/3. Like right in here. No, draw. Oh my gosh, I need to get it together, Caitlin. 1/3 is like right in here. Right there where that 2 is, and 2/5 is like right down in here. So that one as well. Am I doing this right? I feel like I'm not. From least to greatest. Gosh darn. Okay, thank you. When placed in blank space is shown in increasing order, which of the following pairs of numbers creates a list of numbers that is ordered from least to greatest? They all are from least to greatest. Every one of them. Now, unless she's saying which one is the lowest to the highest, maybe that's what she means. If that's the case, then it would definitely be I'm too tired for this. I think that's right. Increasing order, which of the following pairs of numbers creates a list of numbers that is ordered from least to greatest? I think that's right. I don't know. Let's go back to our drawing. Okay, we're moving on. I don't even know what chapter that's from. I don't know if my brain is turned off because I'm tired or what, but I cannot think about that one. But just for the sake of it, we're gonna say chapter 8. Oh, I didn't see that up there. Right here. Right? Is that what you're wanting me to fill in the blank is right here? If that's the case, when placed into these blank spaces. Okay, I see now. Okay, so all of those are not the answer. Funny, funny. Which of the following pairs of numbers creates a list of numbers that is showed from least to greatest? So we got -1/4, blank blank, and 3/8. All right, so let me just go ahead and erase every bit of what I just did because that was all not correct. Take that highlight away. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we're trying to find. I am so sorry, Miss Waters. I did not see that little guy up there. Um, all right, so we're trying to find the two missing pieces right here. So we got -1/4 which is going to be right here. And then we got 3/8, which is going to be 3/8 is going to be right here. Like a little past though. Good enough. Okay. So this is the 1/4. This is the 3/8. I'll go ahead and label those fractions on there. All right, so which number is between the two of those? So -1/2, it's way down here, so right off the bat we know that's not correct. B, -1/8 is less than 1/4. It's gonna be like right in there. And then 1/3 is less than 3/8. So I believe it's B. I'm sorry. That was a tricky one. I didn't see you up here. Did not see that. All right. What chapter is that from? We'll just say chapter 8. What is 1 1 1/2 as a simple fraction in lowest terms? Simple fraction. So we got 1/2 and we got a 1. So to convert 1 into the same fraction as this, it'll be 1 whole is the 2/2, because it's 2 wholes of 2, which converts to what? 1. And then we have 1. So we're going to add those together, which is going to be 1 plus 2 is 3. And whenever they have the same denominators, you don't have to add those together because they are the same. So it goes to 3/2, which is C. And we're going to say that we're adding fractions together. So that was like chapter 5 or something, I think. All right. In initial production of a new video game, it is discovered that the ratio of functional games to defective games is 20-1. If 360 games are produced, how many could be expected to be defective? So the ratio is 20-1. So let's put our little ratio signs right there. 20-1. And if 360 games are produced, how many could be expected to be defective? So we get 360 games. So if the ratio is 20-1, so for every 20 games, 1 is going to be defective. So we're going to divide 360 by 20. So let's do some long division on this. 20 goes into 36 one time. So 6 minus 0 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 16. 20 does not go into 16, so let's drag down that 0. And 20 goes into 160. 80 times? No, 8 times. I'm sorry, not 80. Goes into there 8 times. Just to double check, let me get my calculator. 8 times, that's correct. So the ratio for this would be for 360, there will be 18 games that are defective. So the answer is D. Give my highlighter out. And our ratio chapter was What chapter were you, Mr. Ratio? 7. No, I said 7 was percents. Did I? I'm not sure. We're going to say chapter 7 for that. Because it was before the greatest common factor chapter, which was 8, and that would be 7. So hopefully I didn't mess up and tell you the wrong chapter for these. Anyways, that is that. Now let me stop my share and stop my recording because I'm done. Thank you so much, Ms. Waters. It's been a great course. You're a great teacher. Thanks.